Hello. So there was two people that asked me about the updated PoB for level 100 of this sheet. I was cooking a little bit. I probably won't do it because I'm not interested too much in the playing in current league. I did character for level 70 and I put scav gear for 8 divines and it performed really well. I even clear tier 16 map, but the defenses are not there. And to be honest, going to the point when I have items like mageblood, that kind of crafted ring and so on, good kulemak for 50 divines, 50 divines val breach. I have most of the things, but no clusters and no the most expensive items like mageblood. So, but it works, yeah. The problem of the build in current league, the amazing thing is we have over 5 million DPS, yeah. To be realistic, we don't have where is the fucking we don't have that much of the wither stacks. 12 is realistic. You might try to get corruption on specific items to get more, but this is double corruption stuff and so on. So maybe that is the real damage. But if you stand still next to the tanky target, in 3 seconds you get full of this. So I'm just gonna leave that. And of course, I'm gonna go over the entire build. If you don't know what is going on, then so TLDR, we have the Def Aura. Def Aura deals damage over time, chaos damage over time around you, and do some degen to you. We scale that to the maximum. And this league, we got the special ring that is called Sundere Ruir. You get penalty of reduced reservation efficiency of skills, but Def Aura and Despair, that is on the Blasphemy, grants aura effect from the chaos damage. So you need 1000 chaos damage in total in the build, which was my aim to get 1000. Of course, it's if you miss a little bit, it doesn't matter too much. You're gonna have 148% aura effect. Don't worry. Yeah? It's the more you have, the better it should perform. You can even sacrifice a little bit to get more AoE because this is also important thing about my build. Unfortunately, you have only 36k armor and 2.8. This is dream scenario on the level 100 with crazy ring and so on. I saw some crazy ring on the. I'm gonna show you maybe on the Discord. I saw that ring some motherfucker have mirrored ring with 40 dot multi, 92% increase at KS damage and 250 life. This is the perfect ring for it, but it's mirrored. The wrong one. The guy probably have the better one, but he's flexing. He has something like that. So anyway. So this is the thing. Just to flex, this is our AoE on the Faura. And if we go for the explosions, because this is also the most important, 3.3. This is the how big explosions are. You don't see it in the game, really good, because the profane bloom and chaos explosions in general doesn't represent the graphic doesn't represent it really well. But everything gonna pop out and and this build is not the best in the in the world overall. So it's just a funny clunky thing that I like to do. Anyway, so let's go back to the Def Aura, and there was one more thing. So you kind of can type corpse life here, and let's say most of the enemies on the maps gonna have, in terms of white corpses, yeah, white monsters on the tier 16 map should have 40k. Is it 40? 1,000, 10,000? Yeah, 40k, 40 to the 80k. This is the because you kill some blue monsters and so on, so you should count them also, yeah. So you have some enemies around you, yeah, and because of that, you can include in the full DPS the explosions, yeah. And let's say there is 5 monsters like that nearby enemy. That's 9 million DPS from the poison. How we poison? There is a helm called Venomous Toxins, and it has the line that says 10% chance to poison per power charge. We have, I believe, 8 power charges, right? Yeah. So yeah, so we have 80% chance to poison and 20 from the mastery, which means explosions can poison. And in situations like breach, where there is a lot of monsters, you're gonna poison stuff, and it's no limit for that poison damage. If you get this is 40k minions and so on. If you have blue pack nearby enemy and those blue monsters gonna have 100k life, you're gonna hit the dot cap. Yeah, it's 5 monsters with 100k. You have dot cap almost. Yeah, it's it works really well. I did it last league, and the problem is you don't have any single target damage set up for boss. So it's you don't have it. That's problematic sometimes. and you also need to generate power charges. You have constant frenzy, power you need to generate. So if you are not ramped and you go to the boss room, he has phases or something, there's gonna be a problem, which means that you need Val Breach for those scenarios. It exists in this league, but it costs fucking 50 divines, I believe. So it's like, let's find it on the trade. I didn't check it. Val Breach. It exists. It's expensive as hell. So you can see 72. Like there is 9 on the longer league gonna be, the more expensive the game gonna be. But as far as I know, and I found info on Reddit, it works. Yeah, you even summon the old breach. Like I don't know if the monsters are old also, but yeah, that's what I heard. And yeah, so what we have here. So in terms of stuff, so what is important in the build? Staff have 3 mods that are interesting. Eventually you can get 4 mod, but this is like impossible. I have it on from the past league. I have it on my character. It's on the channel, but this league I don't even aim for it because not even those like stuffs like those are like 50 divines. It's really hard to get it. So you wanna get Explo plus chaos damage. If you get chaos.multi, if you have money, that's amazing. Then try to divine it. Yeah, but yeah, that's basically the stuff. Venomous toxins, you wanna get +1 power charge. This is problematic because this is the bestiary boss. You need to actually buy from the market caps. So if you need to prioritize any stat, just go for the 10% chance to poison per power charge on the helmet, and after that you corrupt them. You need like 60 helmets. Last week I bought service on the fucking TFT and they did it for me. The guy actually hit 2 helmets like that, yeah, so I give one to the friend. The Faura prioritize the fucking quitter effect. You don't care about attributes. Armor is also nice. Life is also nice. The best in slot would be corruption on the implicit with the +1 or +2 duration games and 50% increased damage. Increased damage is better, yeah. So, but the witheret effect is much more valuable than other shit, yeah. So those glows. This is weird thing because you can skip those glows and go for the High Templar ones. And on High Templars, you can get combo of like max life, temporal chains, and feeble +2 and +1. And you're gonna have like really good setup for the withering step, which gonna grant you 15 stacks always. And you're gonna have phase run also there, and you're gonna have like permanent uptime. You're gonna be fast and so on. But you lose on the Voidbringer thing, and Foul Voidbringers gives you 15% chaos damage per corrupted item. If you corrupt everything, which is like problematic because like if you get 50 divine stuff, it's gonna be expensive. Like you need to risk with the corruption, yeah. So yeah, but that's up to you if you wanna go so hard on it, yeah. And they don't have life, yeah. Those have life, so you have 3,000 life. So, but if you go for the full, let's check the difference, yeah. In Calcs, you see 900 damage, so it's like not full effect. You need 1,000 damage to have full effect, yeah. But okay, let's say we go for this. Those Foul Voidbringers are like dogshit gloves. They have nothing beside the like you need corrupted ones with the implicit for the course, and they don't exist even like that. Maybe with the enfeeble, but temporal change is better for the poison. But whatever, you can go for the enfeeble and it's gonna be fine. Yeah, we grab on the 3+1 course, and you can get also it from the corruption on the amulet. But whatever, yeah, it's also expensive. So Ralakesh, you can go for Aneo corruptions, just frenzy charge version. You can go for the power charge version, but then you need to generate those like frenzy charges. And the only thing that you can do is blood rage, and blood rage gonna degen you. And this build also is like already degening from the Faura. That is on the Defaura you get like 750 damage, and also from the Forbidden Taste. If you drink that flask, you're gonna regen. Yeah, we cover that by many things, but I'm gonna talk about it later. Yeah. So what items we have? The Batch of Brotherhood, because we stack power charges, we get Frenzy from this. Malevolence Aura effect. Beacon of Hope is Anointment. It's that shit on the tree. It gives you just AoE for area of effect for the fucking auras, which is huge. But you can go for anything else if you don't feel like, oh, I don't need that big AoE on the Defaura. You can go for something else. For example, you can go for the +1 course or and skip like picking it manually and sacrifice 20% of the thing. You're gonna save points. You can go for the Wither effect here. You can, if you want more damage and frenzy charge generation, you can go for the Discipline of Slaughter, and you don't need Blood Rage, and you don't need Ralakash for the frenzy. I believe the power charges are more important than frenzy, but that's up to you. Yeah. So you can do whatever you like if you don't like this. Yeah. Like I like this AoE, but maybe it's overkill. Maybe Discipline of Slaughter is better. I don't know. It's up to you. So if you go for this build, of course, because it's like, okay, I talk about the ring. You need to prioritize the bottom roll, the 15%, and the reservation efficiency. And I think extra is on top of that. Like you can get even corrupted one instead of +2 maximum chaos resistance. Maybe you're gonna find, I don't know, all resistance or something. Maybe something gonna help you. This ring, this is crafted in the Craft of Exile. You wanna catalyst Eloite ring for the chaos damage modifiers, and you need to spam with the essence for chaos damage and get any stats that are like missing in the build. The life is most important, but maybe you need resistances or something. Yeah. Sundared will I talk about it. Mageblood. So yeah, I have 3 Flask Mageblood here. I don't know why. It should be 4. Kurwa mać, what is this? Let's change. Define Life Flask. I have Life Flask here. What the fuck? Give me Granite. Yeah, and like turn off that one. Yeah, it should be like that. Whatever. So yeah, Mageblood, just a Mageblood with like resistances and malevolence. You can buy 3 Flask one because if you get Progenesis, which I didn't put onto the build, but yeah, you can get Progenesis. If you have Progenesis, 3 Flask is better, yeah, because Forbidden Taste is like this flask gives you 100% life, but you degen a little bit. But it's chaos damage. We have chaos resistance capped, so no problem. But you can enchant it because it's not life flask, so you can enchant it for savage hit, and every time you're gonna drop down like by 1 tap to like 100 HP or something, it's gonna pop off. You are full HP, nice, yeah. And we got leech, we got a little bit of regen, like that is positive, and everything like that, so no problem, yeah. Silver and Quicksilver for movement speed, regen here, 3% regen on the flask, and on Granite just armor. I didn't even bother about like giving here, there is increased duration, you need increased effect of obviously if you have made, but I didn't like bother about it. Important thing, don't get quality on Forbidden Taste, you're gonna degen for longer, it's not something important. Here is the physical damage reduction and damage over time multiplier just on the hardening Ulgraft. You can go for the one hardening and second whatever. The best in slot, there's a mod that grants you, how do you call it? This hardening Ulgraft, this skill, works like if you get damaged, your life recovery rate is increased, but also you can 1 endurance charge. There is a mod on it. The damage over time multiplier is expensive already, like 10 divines, but there is a mod on those that grants you additional endurance charge, so you can go for the 2 endurance charges. Yeah, so I put 2 of them. You can like you have freedom. You can choose whatever you like. Maybe there is another skill that you wanna like here, and you don't wanna 20 dot multi. Only on Ulgrafts there is dot multi. On other ones there are other items, things. Maybe you're gonna find another one that is like good for build. Think this is new league, maybe you're gonna find something. So Timeless, this Timeless specifically is good in my build because I get 10% increased damage per frenzy, per power, so 30 per power, 10 per frenzy. It doesn't matter too much, yeah. But and at the end you have 12 aura effect. So this is really like almost like 400% increased damage, yeah, on the build. That one is whatever. Supreme Ostentation, we ignore attributes, we can tattoo entire tree. So you know, you need resistance, you get it. You need chaos damage, yeah, every blue notable is like chaos damage, just not here. Okay, so what else we have? Jewels. So I'm gonna go like this. So we have Elegant Hubris, yeah. We have Watcher Eye. In Watcher Eye, I like to have the unaffected by bleeding while malevolence and leech from vitality, and dot multi on top of that is like expensive as hell, probably doesn't exist, but I would not sacrifice bleed immunity for damage over time multiplier because Death Aura is already dealing astronomical damage. You can sacrifice it and just go. Actually, in the game currently, I have Watcher Eye with vitality and unaffected by bleeding. But up to you. If you snipe it, yeah, congratulations, you did it. But yeah, and why that? Because also Ralakesh have corrupted blood immunity, so those two things combined and purity of elements, and you don't care about anything. Like you are free from like all of the elements. Only only poison is dealing damage to you, but you have 75 chaos resistance or more, like 77, yeah, so you don't care. What else? Impossible escape on the Necromantic Aegis to grab those points around this motherfucking thing. And by the way, you can like tinker with the Light of Meaning. And Light of Meaning is the last one. So Light of Meaning for chaos damage. You can go out of Light of Meaning and do something else, yeah? And you can also try maybe to, but you need to put the jewel somewhere else, probably here to grab the mom. and you sacrifice those points. So it's like, well, and you don't have that, and then you go down there to that jewel socket and you put the natural instinct plus light of meaning here, and you get a bunch of people do this like that, and they have a little bit more tanky build. I saw that on the YouTube, but that's my version. I cook a little bit on this, so whatever. What else is there? So the clusters. So clusters are just Unholy Grace, Unwavering Cleaver, Wicked Power, just triple KS damage. Yeah, why not other like unspeakable gifts or 10% increased damage taken by enemy if they are like hindered? Because we need increased KS damage because of that new link. Yeah, so same here, increased KS damage. If you don't have clusters or something, here you have KS damage, here you have KS damage. You can grab those. So 2 clusters like that, I grab like 3 points, 3 big points, yeah, 3 notables, and 2 mediums with the same sheet, like increased KS damage, and jewel sockets. And here we have 1 towering threat and vast power. If you wanna have maximum AoE, you gonna go for 1 more of those. Like instead of 1 of those, you're gonna sacrifice a little bit of KS damage and you're gonna have a little bit less damage, but you're gonna get more AoE. But I don't know what is the threshold for the next step, like in the Devoura. Last week I have even like 7 radius. So probably next threshold is 1% increase at AoE. No? Don't tell me that. Like what the fuck? Okay, so you need 1 increase at AoE on some jewel as a corruption, maybe here. Okay, anyway, so yeah, this is the thing. Medium cluster for 3 passives for 35% effect. You need to grab somewhere chaos the resistance. It doesn't need to necessarily be here. I just put it here. On some clusters you can find like all resistance and stuff. You look for those to cap your resistance. So this is the thing. And the second one, yeah, here is Watcher Eye, Vast Power, and rest of the jewels. Here is the Blue Dream. Blue Dream grants you power charges on kill and for the lightning resistance. So you just tattoo for the lightning resistance like 2 times or 3 times, and you slap that bad boy here, and you have generation of power charges. As I say, you can skip that, go for some normal jewel, and use the Blood Rage for generation of frenzy charges, and put the Ralakash for power charges. Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, you can do this either ways. Yeah, so maybe that is less efficient. Maybe you can put just normal jewel kill or light of meaning or something. I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, here you have life on kill. Watcher Eye mod with the vitality gives you life leech, and you don't have regen. We didn't like put enough like reservation efficiency to level up the vitality, so there is no regen. But yeah, it sucks a little bit. So what else? Yeah, aura stuff. Yeah, runecraft of tertiary for this thing. What else? Yeah, I believe that's it in the tree. Yeah, Ascendance, power charges, forbidden power for AoE and things. Here is chaos resistance, yeah, and profane bloom. You can skip profane bloom and go for the authority here for the hexproof and additional course. And yeah, you might think, yeah, that's amazing, but Explo actually gives you those poisons, yeah. So if you have 100% chance to like it's 90, yeah. Like stuff is 45, here you have 50, so it's like 95 on the maximum chances. Yeah, I don't know what stuff I have. My stuff have 32. You can go for 48, I believe. This is maximum, but you need to have perfect divinet. That never happens. Yeah, so I have pretty good stuff last week. Like I tell you, best in slot, but I have 90 on the Violet Moten. So whatever. What else we have here? Gems. So in calcs, no, in configuration, power charges, frenzy charges, life tap, onslaught, elusive. We killed. That's important. Wither effect, like you can put 15 stacks or like 12. It depends. You need to just check on the gem. Here, you hover over it, and you see on the bottom lines there is 11 wither stacks, the buffs. Yeah, so you count as 12 because your ascendancy give you 1 each second. Here, I think every second simply wither it on the enemy for 15 seconds. So as long as you are running around the target, you're gonna get more and more wither stacks. So it's like 15 is maximum. What else we have? So it's up to you if you wanna look for the damage and things. Blah blah blah. Yeah, and in the custom modifiers we emulate the ring because it doesn't work in the PoB. So if you have 1000 damage, this is 150. Increased the spare curse effect and non-curse auras from your skills, but I needed to like destroy the malevolence, so we reduce it. Yeah, and that's it. So this is the thing. Skills. So those not active skills, those are support. I didn't bother about like collapsing them to one thing. Yeah. So those are gems for the for the Faura. If you wanna even more damage, but even less AoE, you can skip. I believe the worst game is Life Tap. More damage. Which one is maybe efficacy? No. Check which game is like the worst. I believe it's like a Life Tap is the worst, or maybe less duration. I don't remember. You skip one of them, and you put concentrated effect, and you're gonna have even more damage. It's like up to you. Here is Molten Shell Automation Life Tap. There should be a Val Bridge here. I forgot. You put Val Bridge here if you have it, and that's it. This is in the slot in the gloves. If you have level 2 games, it's gonna be better. It's withering step with the enchant phase run, and you put it onto the automation. You can also use the Plague barrier if you want to have another million damage. You need to like constantly like click it if you want to get that damage. In the previous iteration of the build, it helped a lot because I have like 1.5 million damage only on the Devoura. So that was another million damage on top of that, because it was always like possible to use that shit, yeah. So I have extra million poison damage around me if I pop it, yeah. But you can still do it right now. But right now we have like 5 million on the Devoura, so I don't think it's gonna be like so helpful, yeah. Before it was like 33% more damage. Now it's like 12, 20. It's up to you if you squeeze it somewhere instead of Val Bridge, for example. Yeah. So yeah, this. Yeah, Flame Dash, Chaos Golem, manual summoning. I am not caring about it. And important thing, if you have anything on the automation on Life Tap, you need one source. So Molten Shell is like perfect, yeah, for it. So you put Molten Shell automation, and Life Tap need to have quality here. And if you use Life Tap in the chest, it needs to have levels. Quality doesn't matter. So the quality gives you the duration of the buff. Yeah. So you want to have it on the Molten Shell, for example, here. By the way, Molten Shell, it's enabled. If I disable it, we lose like 4k armor. Yeah. So it's like, yeah. And maybe in calcs in config I should grant us endurance charges because we have them in theory, if those grafts works. Yeah, and that's it. The build is like a little bit clunky. Like we don't have HP. There is another version on the YouTube. Maybe I'm gonna like give the link to the video of the guy. He has more tanky version. He doesn't have armor at all, but he used the Flesh and Stone, which is also optional. You can use this game. He used the Flesh and Stone in his build, and he has I believe temporal chains as an aura, but he doesn't stack power charges, so he has much less AoE. Not much. It's like 50% less, something like that. He has like, I believe in config, not 6 here, but 4. So it's like a little bit like RF. And he doesn't poison, which is the like most beautiful thing about my version. Like you poison those motherfuckers and they're gonna die. I saw him. He was cleaning tier 17 map with some less AoE or something like that. And while he was running, he skipped some enemies. Yeah. If you have Val Bridge and you go to the tier 17 and you go to the like boss, this like 4 million damage, you're gonna wait a lot. But if you put Val Bridge and you're gonna explode like 8 monsters around him, you're gonna like melt almost instantly. Yeah. Of course, depending on the mods and so on. And the only thing that you probably you shouldn't boss with this build, this is like a Autobomber. But the one thing that you maybe two things that you don't like. First, if there is a map boss that you wanna constantly kill, it's okay, unless he has phases, like Innocence, for example, and this you can't kill those motherfuckers like even on tier 16, yeah. And if he has add-ons like for example Spider on the how do you call the map, Jungle Valley, for example, yeah, and there is a Spider he or the on Dunes you have this hero core who Brutus, he in the second phase summon zombies, so that helps, yeah. So this is the first thing. And the second thing is there is a what I want to say mod in the expedition that says you don't deal chaos damage, and the second one is enemies are not unaffected by curses, but they are hexproof. So unaffected by curses and hexproof are two different things, and like if you have this mod in the expedition, you cannot curse them, so you won't explode them and you lose the despair. You can still kill them because Kulemak doesn't require enemies to be like, and I believe they can block the explosions also. So it's like, yeah, in theory it should be good, but for the big pump expedition, but I didn't test it for the expedition last week. I did like Abyss, I did a lot of things, but not expedition because I don't like it too much. Like maybe I should try it on it. Yeah, I was doing Blight with like a lot of Unix drop because I explode everything. It was not perfect, yeah. Same for the Abyss, yeah. But for breaches, Evo Shine, like leveling, it was amazing. I level up to 99 with this. So yeah. All right, I believe that's it. There are notes, no, not in the iteration. But if you have any questions or if you wanna like find things, I have the, how do you call them, notes in the previous iterations of the build. There is a lot of options for the like budget that you can check. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Love you. Bye.